Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm finally live. And I forgot to get something to drink. So as soon as somebody gets in the chat, I'll take care of that because I don't want to leave the screen empty. Oh, I got a thumbs up already, although it doesn't appear anybody's there, which is really strange for that to happen. I don't know. Things are really weird today. I'm all kind of flustered. Hello. How you doing, Robert? I have to get something to drink. So hold on for just a second. Hey, dog. Hang on for a sec. I'm kind of running behind. I don't have anything to drink. I don't know. I'm all screwed up. Give me just a sec here. Okay, I'm back. Holy cow. What happened to the chat here? It went crazy. Hey, buds. Welcome aboard. I'm all cotton-mouthed, and I didn't have anything to drink here. I was texting back and forth with my bestie. Dog, it doesn't look like she can grow anything. You want to get a small grow tent and a light? She sent me a picture. Her seed sprouted in the backyard. She was all excited. And Mike said, no, it's too much hassle. So he doesn't want to do it. He was all about it the other day. And today he said no. Oh. So now that I'm all wet, let's get something burning here for 420. And then I had a hard time getting the show started. Oh, what a rush. So happy 420. And I'm on time. Look at that. No, it's 422. Fuck. Ah. Purple Rhino went in the jars today for cure. All right. I got replaces on my channel. Are they paying her less? So you had to go, or was this an executive decision by Liberty? What's going on? I'm confused. Oh, Robert Burke. Got replaces on his channel. I see. Ah. Well. I got to get some weed in me. Ah. You're open, huh? Getting all ashed up here. Well, and getting a little more relaxed. Did a lot of rushing there, and not in a good way. Pence went to Louisiana today to meet with locals about all the positive things we're doing with the coronavirus and about opening up the schools. And of course, he showed up without a mask on. And unfortunately, the state attorney general couldn't meet with him because he tested positive for coronavirus. And so he couldn't meet with him. We are 4.4% of the world's population, and we got 1/5 of the cases. Seems a little out of balance to me. So Florida, Texas, and California account for 19% of the total active new cases in the world. It's hot where you're at. Yeah, it's hot here too. It's pushing 90 degrees with like a 76% humidity. I don't know what you got. 97 inside, 88 outside. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even want to look at what the temperature actually is because I might find out. You know. So I'm further south than you. I don't want to know. You know. Hey Jeff, welcome aboard. So we account for 30% of the more than 30% of the cases worldwide now. So we're going strong. And Trump has decided that as of Wednesday of this week, states no longer report to the CDC. Everything gets sent to a database in Washington. 95.4% humidity. You mean it's not raining? How come it's not raining? Seems to me it ought to be dripping. You know? It ought to be falling out of the sky at that kind of humidity level. Honestly, it ought to be forming droplets. That's outrageously wet. I mean, seriously, you don't have to worry about dry skin, that's for sure. Man, that's some humidity. I didn't think you could get that humid and not rain. Man, that's some humidity there. So, So he's most likely going to fuck with the figures now. What we're going to be seeing aren't going to be the real numbers now that they won't be going through the CDC. Wish the ground temperature is high. It won't get close to the ground. Oh, I see what you mean. The ground's so hot, it just hangs in the air. Just sticky. I see what you mean. So the Health and Human Services, not the CDC, will be handling the numbers of hospital patients and beds and ventilators and that kind of shit. We won't be getting those numbers from the CDC anymore. And four former CDC heads came out and protest against this. Said this is a bunch of bullshit. That this isn't right. This is the politicalization of or whatever the word is. It's politics taking over the CDC. It's not science. Well, you can't see real numbers because they're not doing the right testing. Okay. And, they're not doing enough testing. And the numbers are always behind. Because, for one thing, they've been saying the deaths are going down. What's this? I live in Arizona. When no one had the big flood, we got 3 inches. That's a lot of rain. That's still a lot of rain. 3 inches is a lot of rain. Oh, I see. When Noah had the big flood, you got 3 inches. I see. Now I get it. I was thinking. No, I wasn't thinking, actually. Anyway, I'm slow today. What was it? Actually, I was going to say something about Arizona. You got to wait a year to get a fucking test in Arizona. Jesus Christ, the lines are outrageous here. I wrote something down about that. One of the last things I wrote down today. Where did I write that? I wrote it next to something else. Something about Texas and Arizona. There's an 8-hour wait sometimes in line in Arizona just to get a fucking test. Yeah, the meds are working, dog. Okay. But Trump came out, he lied again this week. He said the deaths were down. And actually, death rates are rising in 20 states. And Fauci came out and said, forget about the fall and forget about what's going to happen in the fall, the second wave. We got to worry about what's happening right now. Okay. And they're bad mouthing him too. They keep bad mouthing him. And they want to kill the kids, Trump blasted LA for delaying school reopenings. Orange County wants to reopen schools without masks or social distancing. And Orange County numbers just went up, skyrocketed, as a matter of fact. And they were bragging about being squeaky clean. And that's why they wanted to open their schools without masks or social distancing. They voted that in their little town council. So their little county board or whatever. We were #1 in the world for flu deaths for time not too long ago. Oh, that's nice, Jeff. We're #1. We're #1. Yeah. It seems to be the American way these days. Selma, Alabama, on the other hand, has decided to do online-only schooling. Since the state plan seems to be dangerously vague, as the mayor of Selma put it, on what the school plans are in their state. Trump breathed, he lies. Yes. But when Biden thinks he forgets what he's saying, okay, SPLIFFY for 2020. No, they don't want me for president. I might do the right thing. So Detroit protesters did the right thing. They blocked the summer school buses. I guess they had some 500 students that were registered for summer school. And since there wasn't going to be any social distancing for those students, parents got out there and blocked the school buses, prevented the students from attending class. Since they weren't going to follow the CDC guidelines. So I thought that was nice. And all flu will take some people. Yeah, there's a 98% chance you will live. Yeah. And 1 in 100 of us are infected. So, or will be. So, but until there's a vaccine, it's not safe. And I'm in a high risk group. Okay. But why risk sending children into classrooms? Okay. We don't know what the effect might be on children 10 and under. Okay. Or 12 and under at this point. Why take that chance? Why put them all in a classroom and then maybe kill off 3 or 4 per school? Is it worth that risk? Yeah, he took CDC out of the equation. Texas had record deaths 3 days in a row now. So now do you send Texas kids back to school? Don't forget, you got teachers who are oftentimes in high-risk groups. Overweight, hypertension, diabetic. Take your pick. Old. We had a record 73,000 plus new cases in the United States yesterday. So is it a good time to send kids back to school? Who knows what it'll be in a month when kids go back to school. I mean, weren't they predicting 100,000 a day by, you're right, old. A lot of old teachers. And old is a risk factor. A major one. And they're attacking Fauci. One of Trump's advisors, this guy, Peter Navarro. And I quote, Anthony Fauci has been wrong about everything I have interacted with him on. Nice ending a sentence in a preposition. He says he treats everything that he has dealt with him with skepticism and caution. And this was published in a newspaper op-ed. Okay. But fortunately, Fauci went on the defense. He said he finds the White House behavior to be bizarre, and that attacks on him to be nonsense and completely wrong. And he made the following statement, and I quote, when the staff lets out something like that and the entire scientific and press community push back on it, it ultimately hurts the president. So it's nice to see Fauci fight back and makes them look like assholes. Oh, and by the way, don't buy any Goya products. Okay? Find another Mexican food brand to buy. La Preferida or something, find some other product other than Goya, some other label. Guy gave a major fucking endorsement to Trump, and Ivanka's practically doing fucking commercials for him on the internet. So don't buy Goya products. I just remembered to tell you that. I forgot all about it. You're right, dog. Flu shot, check. COVID shot, NA. No school. I just got out of Sunrise Hospital in Las Vegas, and it was full. It took me 3 days to get a real bed. I know. In Houston, they're treating patients in the hallways. Okay. Never had any Goya food, so no biggie. You probably had beans at my house if you ate anything Mexican, any Mexican food. At my house, you probably had Goya beans. So. Or my chili. Probably bought Goya beans at one point or another and put it in my chili. So sorry to hear you were in the hospital too. Yeah. So, wow. The wheat of the week is orange Afghani. It's pretty smooth shit. I haven't been coughing at all. And it's pretty potent too. It's 26.79% THC. And indica. I don't have any kind of funny story, but I have an interesting update on dog ears. Not dog ears, dog years. The 1 year equals 7 in dog years has been rethought. It seems that dogs don't age that way. Okay. They've rethought the thing. Dogs age rapidly in the first 5 years, and then things kind of slow down for them. Okay. There's an algorithm that's applied to the way dogs age. And it kind of works like this. In the first year, a dog's 30. Okay. Okay. Yeah, orange Afghani. Free helicopter rides. We were talking about free helicopter rides yesterday. Dog and Buds and Hazard stopped over. Our local town has, let me get back to this story. Anyway, a 1-year-old dog is 30 years old. Because they figure if a 1-year-old dog was 7, you can't figure a 7-year-old kid is having children. Okay. Okay. It just doesn't seem to work out right. All right. So they what they did is there's something called methylation in your DNA. All right. It's an indicator of aging. All right, in your genome, and what they did is they did a study of Labrador retrievers from the age of just weeks old to 16 years of age, and they took a look at this chemical in their DNA. And they figured out that a dog that's a year old is about 30 to 31 years of age. Okay. And then they start slowing down as they get older. Their degree of aging doesn't progress as rapidly. So a 3-year-old dog is 49. Okay. And then it slows down more and more as they get older. So that A 7-year-old dog is 62, and an 8-year-old dog would be 64, and a 12-year-old dog would be 70. Okay, so you might want to write that down, and then you can figure out in between kind of what your dog's age would be. So I'll run over those numbers again for you. When they're 1, they're 31. You could round it off. I guess you could say they're like 30. When they're 3 years old, they're 49. And when they're 7, they're 62. And when they're 8, they're 64. And when they're 12, they're 70. I don't know what the algorithm is that's applied to that, but those are the figures. Figure in dog years. So you can't calculate things in dog years by 7 anymore. Okay. So that's that. You can't do that anymore, folks. Sorry. So when somebody says that's X number in dog years, you got to tell them that's bullshit. Okay. You need to know it for cats. You only have cats. Oh, well, I don't know. How old does a cat have to have? How old does a cat have to be to have a litter? And then you figure that's 31 in cat years for the first year. And then after that, who cares? Because I don't like cats anyway. I don't want an animal that shits in the house intentionally, you know. I mean, and something that walks on the counters. I don't want. Ugh. Anyway, that's the weed of the week. Wow story is dog years. So, dog, how old are you? Oh, it was Doc. I'm sorry. It was Doc. But anyway, back to the free helicopter rides. Our one of the local municipalities here has helicopters. How many helicopters do they have? 4. 273? No. What do they have? 4? I think they have 4. Anyway, they got them right before Obama stopped the government from giving away military equipment. And they've been sitting there. And of course, they have no helicopter pilots. And it's a small community. It's like 8,000 people. And they have to pay for these, for annual maintenance and inspections and everything to keep these things active. But they have no one who can fly them. And they have no use for them, of course. I mean, there's no useful purpose. Stoney, welcome aboard. So who knows why they even accepted these helicopters, except that they were offered. So we have these helicopters sitting there gathering dust, you know, and then they have to allot money for the annual inspections and maintenance on these things. And it's not cheap, you know, because you have to pay the federal government to come out and inspect them, you know. Plus you have to pay someone to come out and maintain them. And we don't have anyone qualified to fly them. So there they sit. Yeah. And I know they have to be run every now and then just as part of their maintenance. So I would hope that at least there's somebody on the staff who knows how to start them. Put dog to sleep, he's old. Yeah, he's that old. Yeah, if you buy the dog year formula, I just slap a newspaper against my palm. Dog straightens up. So, latest polls came out. Speaking of dog, Chopper's easy or hard to maintain? Well, you figure they got to go out and they got to, change the oil, check all the lines. They got to do a lot of things to them, I would imagine. They're not inexpensive to maintain. I mean, like any aircraft, man's best friend. He's yours. Okay, you can have him. So the latest polls came out. Biden's up over Trump by 11 points. That's he was only over him by 7 last month, and in the questionable states, he's up 12 points. That's Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Maine, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. So he's doing better in those states than he is nationally. And as far as Trump's rating, as far as handling the COVID, he has a 37% approval rating and a 59% disapproval rating, down 6% from last month. So, and people are, more likely to vote for a candidate who, reopen a business, 25%. Take care of the virus, 50%, 57%. So, and 3/4 of voters always wear a mask. And the percentage of Trump voters who wear a mask is up 15%. And 15% since June, from 39% to 54% of his followers now wear a mask. Well, sure, I'll give you away. He wanted attention and he got it. Yes, he did. How much is that doggy in the window? Is he naked? All doggies are naked. That's Porky the Pig. Never wore pants. Nobody ever noticed. Wore a shirt, never wore pants. You know. Did you know that Tweety was originally pink and the censors made him put feathers on him? He was a little naked pink birdie. Like he just came out of the egg, you know, like a little hatched birdie. Little pink thing. They made him put feathers on him. Barney danced naked in front of your children. That's right. Yeah. What a monodimensional character he was, you know. Seriously. Porky was a whore for ending. That's all, folks. Yeah, I suppose. So, remember the airline bailouts? We gave them all a big fucking chunk of change. That was like the biggest piece of the whole fucking bailout thing was airlines. Well, American Airlines is laying off 25,000 people the 1st of October. And United Airlines is laying off 36,000 people the 1st of October. You know why? Because that's when the bailout money runs out. Isn't that nice? We'll see you, Jeff. Thanks for coming aboard. Yep, that's when the bailout money runs out. So that's when they're going to let everybody go. Oh, and by the way, the unemployment extension ends the end of this month too. So, yeah, that's when the stimulus package ends for the airlines. So that's when they're going to let everybody go. So, and unemployment. So all of these people that are, you know, that are back to work, now there's going to be a whole influx of people that are out of work. You know, and Ivanka Trump says, you know, all you people whose jobs were lost, you know, not people who lost their jobs, but whose jobs were lost. Katie, welcome aboard. Yeah, Ivanka says, all you people whose jobs were lost, go find something else to do. That's her advice. You know, yeah, just go find something else to do. That's all. You know, be creative like she is, you know. You know, all you need is a family with a shitload of money that can piss it away on your empty-headed thoughts. You know. So, minimum wage workers cannot afford a one-bedroom rental in 95% of the counties in the United States. So, remember when I said that Bernie Sanders didn't drop out? That he just suspended his campaign so that he could have an influence over the Biden campaign. Well, he sat down with Biden and they put together a 110-page policy manual. Yes, go ahead and ask Eddie for $1 million and start something new. That's what she does. But anyway, he sat down with Joe Biden and they put together a 110-page policy manual. Covers the economy, healthcare, immigration, education, and criminal justice. Unfortunately, it doesn't include Medicare for all. I watched an interview with Bernie, and he wasn't real happy about that. But he was able to make some inroads to Biden's campaign policy. So it will. I mean, I am optimistic about what this campaign platform will look like, and a vast increase in the minimum wage. There's a push in Congress now for a huge cut in the in defense spending, a 10% cut in the defense budget, which amounts to $74 billion. That would be channeled towards distressed communities for their vital needs. And Bernie Sanders has been able to get considerable support in the Senate for this. It's looking good. Okay. So the Democratic platform, he's had input into this, and it looks good. Okay. So this is why he kept his delegates. But during this pandemic, the richest 584 people in the world have made $600 billion. Hardly seems fair. We're the only major healthcare country in the world that doesn't have a healthcare plan. I mean, the only major country in the world that doesn't have a healthcare plan. That was never going to happen here. Med for all, maybe in 10 years. As long as Biden follows through, politicians' pockets are not needful communities. Just saying. He is a politician after all. Yeah, well, Biden is a politician after all. You're right. But we'll see what happens with this defense bill, I don't know. See what happens. Yeah, I know. He has high price donors, Why is Mitch McConnell so damn rich? I don't know, because he lines his pockets with Kentucky money. Goes to the track a lot? I don't know. He's a crooked politician, just like all the rest. But you know what? You know what? He waffled on whether or not he's going to the convention. He's on the fence about it. Okay, as much as a Trumper as he's been, he's not sure he's going to the convention. His wife is rich Chinese. Yeah, she's got a paving company and a paving contract with the feds and a government job with the feds, paving roads for the federal government, moving gravel. It's and don't think Kentucky doesn't always get their roads paved. She's in charge of handling all that shit for the feds. Yes, I know. And she was, there was some connections with that. I think there was some connections between her and that chick that tried to get into Mar-a-Lago. She brings us fentanyl, probably. Seems all politicians seem rich. Maybe they should teach in school. We'll learn how to steal legally. The only one that's rich purely by circumstance is Bernie Sanders. He's a millionaire only because the books he's written have sold. Okay, it's the only reason he's rich. Okay, he's a millionaire because the books he sold have made him rich. He's not rich because of graft and corruption. People have bought his books. Oh, by the way, the Mary Trump book sold 1 million copies the first day. Okay, the first day. And she said, and she wrote about the COVID-19 pandemic in her book. By the way, I saw an interview with her on Rachel Maddow's show, and she said that in the interview, and in her book. Well, she didn't say in the book, but she said in her interview that I don't. Well, maybe in both. I don't know. But anyway, the reason that he has done what he did, okay, and not done the right thing, okay, is because he cannot now or anywhere along the line admit that he was wrong. Okay, that's beyond him. He can't, especially now. That's why he keeps saying this is just going to go away. He just, it's just not in his character to admit that he made a mistake. They got postponed shipping for a month. Wow. Yeah, she sold 1 million copies the first day. So, but the interview was fascinating. "62% of all earned money goes to taxes. There's any question why so many are poor. Well, I suppose not, huh? That seems high, but yes. Anyway, she was a very interesting interview. But that's something that's like inbred into his psyche. There's no way that he'll ever admit that he is wrong about anything. And when I mentioned that last week about how he lies for fun, and that story I told about how he told Melania that she had been that Mary had been deeply addicted to drugs and had overcome that, even though it was an out and out lie. And then continued on with that lie even after Mary denied that it ever happened. And then the reason, and then the reason that he did that was because then he said, but I gave her a job, because he could say that he was her salvation. Okay. So it was like he redeemed her. He brought her out of this life of degradation. She overcame this this drug habit and everything because he gave her this job. And what she did was ghostwrite his book, The Art of the Comeback. If he did, his father never let him forget it. He was not allowed to show emotions. Trump's father was a monster. Yes, he was every bit the monster. That's why Trump is the way he is. Okay? That's why he can't admit to making a mistake. Because his father would never allow that to happen. Okay? An admission of wrongdoing was out of the question. He couldn't do that. What's this dog? Tax on state, federal gas, food, water, entertainment. Tax on money. You have tax on money. And you spend over tax if you save too much. Does this not sound stupid? Well, yeah, but what you gonna do? Move someplace where there's less tax. You get out of Illinois for one. Most any place has less tax than Illinois. What's disturbing is that his children are just as cold and calculating and ruthless and sociopathic as he is. That's what's disturbing. You can see it in Ivanka. You can see it in Junior. Have you noticed how old it looks since elected? And less orange. He's getting less orange. Haven't made it past the haircut. Huh? Yep. There's something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. And that's something that he's talking about all the time. I haven't seen the junior ads. Maybe they haven't shown them here yet. Anyway, it's something that he talks about all the time. It's a part of his platform. And it was a part of somebody else's platform a long time ago. And it's law and order. And Hitler ran on a law and order platform too. Okay. And we don't need law and order. We need law and justice. Nobody needs law and order. First of all, order is a physical impossibility. And I mean that in the strictest definition of the term. Okay. There is nothing in nature that is orderly from the very beginning of our existence. From the very Big Bang, okay, there was no order to begin with, okay? You can't create order from chaos, okay? There's no order in nature. If you look at a leaf, there is nothing symmetrical about a leaf. There's nothing symmetrical about a flower. There's nothing symmetrical about anything. There is no order in anything. You can't make order out of chaos. You can't even predict the very next word that's going to come out of my bandana. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You can't predict anything. There is no order in anything. You can't bring order to anything. There is no order. You can't have law and order. You can have law and justice. So anybody who says we should have law and order is full of shit. There can't be order. Order cannot be born from chaos. There is only chaos. You might think you can put everything in order. You can't. You have no idea what's going to happen in the next moment. The path not taken, okay? The fork in the road, all right? There is only chaos, okay? There is no order. There cannot be order. There can only be justice. Enough said. And I missed 420. So I got to light a new spike. Dog is perfectly symmetrical. I see. Yes, I am. Just ask me. I see the world through bloodshot eyes. Use drops. I got some really good ones I use. Maxwell Smart and Agent 99 have chaos at hand. Ah, yes, they do. They still play that show? I don't think so. Maybe on Netflix or some Hulu. Maybe, I don't know. Might be able to find it somewhere. I just want to get that off my chest. There is no order. Happy 425. I gotta turn the light on. There I am. So, 19th century treaties made with the Creek, Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, and Seminole. Cheers, Stoney. Never blinked Agent 99. Was he gay? I don't know. Of course, we don't know what happened when, I guess, if you're talking into your shoe, you got to be out there somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, U.S. government signed a treaty with these Native American tribes that gave them lands in the Oklahoma Territory that were in perpetuity, okay, until 1907 when the Oklahoma Territory became a state, and then they said, in perpetuity ends now. Okay, and they took these lands away from these tribes. Well, some folks were arrested and went to court, and they said, in state court, and they said, well, wait a minute. You can't try us. We're Native Americans, and you can only try us in federal court. Well, it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, you know what, they're right. And all that land that was taken away from them under these treaties has to be given back. So nearly half of the state, Oklahoma, now belongs to the Creek and the Cherokee and the Chickasaw and the Choctaw and the Seminole. And things are going to change out there, I guess. Because people who are really sweating it are the oil companies. Because a lot of this is new oil territory. Okay, new pipeline and some prospective pipeline territory. So, and environmentalists are moving in. Perpetuity, forever. Okay, these lands were supposed to belong to these tribes forever. And then when Oklahoma was made a state, they took them away from them. Said, no, belongs to the state now. Will the state give it back? Doubtful. No, doubtful. Already a done deal. They have to give it back. It's now reservation land. Don't you think? Land there in Washington casino. They have casinos everywhere. They start attacking the wagon train. I don't know. Like perpetual, yeah. Yeah, they were supposed to have the land forever. This is yours forever. We're taking it back. Forever's over now. So, well, they'll tax them. The taxes will just go to the reservations instead of going to the government, instead of going to the state. It'll now go to the reservations. Your station wagon looks like it's been attacked by Indians. But think about the oil companies, though, and the environmentalists could bring an end to fracking, in that area. Don't they frack in Oklahoma? A 1990 Subaru. Well, it's a Subaru. Those are supposed to last forever, aren't they? Forever's not over yet. Who makes Reslaw and how long do it last? Free till then. The end of fracking earthquakes. Exactly, Katie. That's what I'm saying. Wouldn't that be a nice thing? Well, that's the end of my notes. Came with the luggage lumber rack. New deals would need to be made. Yeah, I would imagine so. They'll just have to work things out. So I guess let's see if I can move this closer and take off my glasses. Ooh, that's teetering. Can I see you now? Yeah. I don't need no stinking glasses. Blow my nose on. So remember, stop trying to bring order to your lives, because it'll never happen. Okay. Nothing to see here. Moose Gaw, yeah, pretty much. That's what my psychiatrist told me once. Yeah. that was my problem. I was trying to bring order to my life. Wasn't going to happen. I'm like, new fence across state and passports to come on res land. Well, who knows what'll happen? Got to go get more jars. Okay. See you later. Only constant in life is everything changes. That's right. That is the only constant is change. Sawjaw-proof fence. I knew you meant fence. Tomorrow. Okay. No cheap ass Trump wall. We don't need a wall anymore. Mexicans won't have us. They put up their own wall. They'll shoot. Adapt and overcome. Okay. So yeah, then we can't go to Mexico now either. So yeah, you forgot the border is closed. So we don't need a fence. Can't go there. Nobody wants to come here. We can't get anywhere else. The world is closed to us. But he keeps talking about how, well, I closed China. I stopped them coming from Europe. Stopped them coming from China. Who gives a shit? Now we can't go anywhere. Yeah. And who wants to come to COVID land? I don't know, but I'd like to get the fuck out of here. I could be in the Netherlands right now, kicking back. Oh, shit. I love Europe. I'd love to be sitting someplace in Europe. Honestly. Not Amsterdam necessarily. Maybe, I don't know. What's a nice little place? Harlem. Harlem's a nice little town. China's still sending their products. Sure. Well, and he's talking about more tariffs. He can impose more tariffs. All that means is that things will cost us more. And what food prices went up 7% last month. Isn't that nice? People went back to work, so now things cost more. You save them by setting them free. Next, you saw he gave them dead wings. Yeah. Stupid is as stupid does. Well, this guy, he has to go. Mary Trump said that twittered in 2016 that the night he was elected was the saddest night of her life. And that the only thing she had to look forward to was 2020. I was sitting in my psychiatrist's office waiting room, and a fellow came in, older fellow, wearing a mask under his nose, and Get on the Trump Train t-shirt, obviously from 2016, as faded as it was. And he went well over to the other side of the room on the opposite wall. And he sat there facing me, staring. Although his mouth was covered, he had obvious scowl on his face, his arms crossed, just glaring at me. And I just smiled under my mask. And it was an obvious smile, I'm sure. It's kind of funny to just stare back at him. So I had a good time waiting to see my shrink. So. But I don't know. I don't know how you could support this man. Although I did see somebody at one of his rallies jump up and say, "I love my 401k." And I flick my tongue at hot chicks, and they smile. And now I love masks. Alan, welcome aboard. You like the hair, huh? It's kind of fading. I got to go get it done. You flick your tongue at hot chicks. I like that. They like the wiggle under the mask, do they? Oh, shit. I'll have to try that. Oh, there aren't a lot of hot chicks around here. As dog can contest. Please don't attempt to adjust your color. Spliffy has assumed control. Green, everything. You ought to see me on a green screen. The top of my head disappears. Selling for a win, K now. Get out if Trump wins again. Theater rates will crash on the planet and flat Earth will fly into space. Are you worried yet? Yeah, seriously. I don't know. I can't imagine him winning again. That would be devastating. Yeah, you got to come up, dog, and set up the green screen. We'll do something strange with my head. Maybe we'll do space or something, make the top of my head turn into stars or something like that, you know? Trump's related to Baghdad Bob. I got, this is Orange Afghani, the weed of the week. what did I say? It was 26 point something or other percent THC. Indica. Let's write the script for that movie. Like Mars Attacks. Which one is that? Forgot already. Refresh my memory, Katie. Jack Nicklaus was president. A young Jack Nicklaus or an old Jack Nicklaus? Jack Nicklaus was president, but when Mars Attacks, yeah. That was a good flick. Do you know what that's based on? I bet you nobody knows what Mars Attacks was based on. Mars Attacks was based on trading cards. Very briefly, when I was a little kid, there were trading cards. Okay? With those pictures of those Martian creatures on them. Okay? And I distinctly remember collecting those things. But they weren't out for very long. But they were based on trading cards. They were really weird. But that creature that was on a card. I distinctly remember that head. $1996 American comic too, after cards fell out. Like Garbage Pail Kids, yeah. You Googled it. Oh, okay, let's see if it comes up. It'd be interesting if it does. Yeah, Garbage Pail Kids were cool. Even though I was an adult at the time, I thought they were cool. Nine Knives kills little girl's kitty. Starting to rain, huh, buds? Still dry here. Card number 21. Seriously? They were really evil in the movie too. Was I right, Stoney, about the cards? Seriously? Yes. Yeah, they transplanted what's her name's dog head onto her head onto transplanted her dog's head onto something else. What was it? Was I right about the cards though? Seriously? Oh, okay. What year were they? Because I know I wasn't very old. He said, I don't think so. I just, yeah, I know I collected them. Mars Attacks trading cards. Yeah, yeah. They weren't out for very long, but yeah, I, I was just a kid. '62. Yeah. So I would have been, let's see, 15. Yeah, I think. No. Yeah, 15. 14, 15 years old. So they would have been a novel thing to collect. I would have still been reading comic books and stuff like that. Superman. Kids didn't age as fast as they do now. So 95 cards, yeah. It's surprising they made a whole movie out of just a small collection of cards, isn't it? But I went to see the movie. There's a bit of the deck. Oh, I went to see the movie and I saw that creature, and I thought, holy shit, I had that card. And it just blew my mind, wow, there it is. So, So that's pretty wild. Yeah. I thought, be able to make a movie around a bunch of collector's cards. That's pretty wild, I thought. Spliffy knew all the aliens by name. No. But that one just stuck in my head. I mean, that's pretty distinctive. You got to admit that's a pretty weird looking alien. Maybe that's why they use that one in particular, because they knew it'd stick in my head. They thought, yeah, here's one Spliffy you'll definitely know. Alien Alan Eric. Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you very much. You didn't expect me to say that, did you? $70 for a full set on eBay. Wow. No thanks. What's nuts? 1985, not 1962. No way. Then that's like a reprint or something. I was just a kid. Oh, they were revised. Those aren't the original buds. I wasn't that stoned. I wasn't stoned at all. I'm only 40. I wish. Originals. Yeah, I wouldn't want any reprints. There'd be no point in having reprints. I mean, we got to have the real deal. I mean, but yeah. Fuck you. It went bang. Only bigger. Much bigger, but it was a bang, only it was much bigger than that. Kind of like a only louder. You should have heard how loud it was. Probably would have hurt your ears. Most likely, in fact. In fact, probably would have hurt your ears so much you wouldn't have been able to hear anything. So, good thing you weren't there. You gotta be thankful for that. Yeah. Across the universe. Lived on chlorophyll for decades. Across all space and time. Yeah. For light years. Over light years. As I traveled. As the universe spread. I spread with it. That's why I'm as big as I am. Although this fucking camera makes me look wider than I am, I swear. And the camera he has makes me look wider still. So I'm going to get a thinner camera. So anyway, spread, oh, spliffy spread, eh? No, that's okay. I'd rather not. But anyway. Light is impressive. It travels for hundreds of years and never gets tired. Now that's stamina. Yes. Elongate till you like it. Yeah, or until it hurts, I guess. One or the other. You know, you can only spread so far, you know. And it fast, too. This is pretty good weed. You know, I haven't coughed a lot this afternoon. Have you noticed, folks? It's pretty smooth stuff. You have to keep an eye out for this again. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I think I'm gonna end this. That way I can save the other joint for later instead of lighting it up at 420 again. You have the flexibility of a 2x6. Yeah, me too. But I'm 73 years old, so I got an excuse for that. So it's been fun having you aboard. So as I usually close a show, there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. I hope y'all keep that in mind. And I hope y'all stay safe and healthy. And thanks for coming by. And don't forget Tuesday's show, 420 Central. Play some music. I don't know what it's going to be. It's whatever pops into my ears at the time. So we'll see you around. I know.